Inflation has reached 7.34%, measured at the consumer price level. For the last 12 months, except 1 month, inflation has been above 6%. Along those while, what has happened to deposit rates? Let's take a look. Welcome back to Be Rich. Most retired people in India and middle class and lower middle class depend on bank deposits as a return for their survival. Except central government and state government employees, most people do not have pension. They park their life savings in banks, turns on fixed deposit and try to survive. Rajan very famously once said that if, as long as a depositor gets 1% positive return, he doesn't worry. Rajan, in 2013, when Rajan joined the Reserve Bank, depositors were getting negative return. He clamped down, increased interest rates to such a level that depositors made 2% net positive. Then inflation was crushed. People were happy. For the last 1 year, the effects have worn out. Current central bank governor Shaktikanta Das is more worried about debtors and borrowers. He has been steadily cutting rates ever since he has taken over and has brought down repo rates to the lowest ever in history. What does repo rate mean? Repo rate is the rate at which Reserve Bank lends to banks. That is, banks which are in need of liquidity give government bonds to Reserve Bank and Reserve Bank lends money to them. So the current repo rate is around 4%. There is also another rate called the reverse repo rate. When banks don't have facility to lend money to borrowers, they park the excess capital with Reserve Bank and that they are doing at 3.35%. That is, banks have excess liquidity, are not willing to lend. This has meant that deposit rates have come down. Let's take an example of State Bank of India. State Bank of India for 1 year and 2 year loans is now currently giving a deposit. It's of 4.9%. And there is a 10% TDS on this. So the rate comes down to 4.5%. So if you even assume that 4.9 is the correct rate, 7.34 being the consumer price inflation, the capital and principal and the returns earned is being eroded by 2.5% every year. This affects the purchasing power of the middle class and the upper middle class. People who have retired and are dependent on bank deposits for their livelihood will find things tough and will have to cut back on their monthly budget. This is a dangerous sign and this should be corrected first. But in the MPC meets that have been discussed, that have met so far, minutes say that all that was discussed was how tough it is for borrowers and how the RBI needs to push growth. Not a single word has been mentioned about the fate of the depositors. Even in TV channels, all the time we hear about protecting the depositor and how money is safe in banks. While you may get back your government may give you back printed notes, the value of the notes has been depreciating steadily. That means for every 100 rupees that you spend today at current consumer price inflations, you will spend 108 rupees to get the same baskets of goods and services. Whereas you will get for 100 rupees parked in a bank, you will get only 104 rupees 90 paisa minus 10%, that is 104 rupees 50 paisa. This means you will have to find an extra 2 rupees 50 paisa from somewhere, which is very difficult to find, especially in a country like India where there is no social net. It is the responsibility of the Reserve Bank to make sure that the depositors get a net positive rate. For long has the MPC been saying that inflation has been transitionary. If inflation is above 6% for 1 year, it cannot be transitionary. I expect that in January, February, March, inflation may come down slightly, but will not come down to positive territory before going up again in July, August, September, unless the Reserve Bank reverses its stance and starts to increase rates. There is no hope. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification. If you use Kindle, you can buy the book using the Kindle link given below. If you want a hard copy, send a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would get in touch with you. At the very end, if you want to get in touch with me, please send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. I am grateful for your support of Berich.